What's up everybody, Kolrick is logged on once again, and today we go over my dream roster for PlayStation All-Stars 2. This is the third episode. First episode we went through history of PlayStation All-Stars and the fate of Superbot. And second we went through some ideas for some mechanics in a possible sequel. Now we're going to go through a very big roster of characters. But first, introduction. Now, PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale has a cast of 24 characters, and I say that wasn't enough, and I know so many other people that agree with me. Now, SOCAL 5 has 28 characters, Street Fighter Cross Tekken has 55 characters, Smash 4 has 55 characters, Mortal Kombat Armageddon has 63 characters, and Street Fighter 4 has 44 characters. Now this may be a bit much, but I say PlayStation All-Stars 2 should have 60 to 90 characters in the game. But my roster is in the 70s, because we live in the 8th generation of consoles, and 4 generations of PlayStation so far. Characters are a must. You can bring the argument where some characters might end up playing the same, but it's the same story with Ryu and Ken. It's all about specs. Also, after this list, I'll mention some possible characters and franchises that would be nice to see in a sequel. And also, this list also makes up of characters who I feel cannot even fight in the game, but it would be nice if they would be mentioned in a stage or referenced throughout the game. Now, my friends helped me with this roster, so I do not know everyone in this. And I have only played, like, I would say 80% of the games mentioned here. So, if I don't talk about your character, or don't say much about him or her, I'm sorry, but I just don't got much to say. So please don't hate me. Now first off, the rules. Rule number 1. I can add and take away any character. Rule number 2. Every character must have a game on a PlayStation console. Rule number 3. Every character must have a reason to be included, such as being known for PlayStation and or only appearing on a PlayStation console. So, we shall start with the characters I'm taking out. Characters are going to be removed from the roster. Now in total, when PlayStation All-Stars started, we had 20 characters from the start. Then we were given 4 DLC characters. Now, the characters I choose to take away is the second batch of DLC characters, which were Zeus and Isaac Clarke. And the third character I would like to take out is Big Daddy from BioShock. Now, some people may get angry with me with this decision, but hear me out. Big Daddy was just promotion for BioShock Infinite. And I've only played the second BioShock game, and I really like it. But Big Daddy, I feel like he has no connections to PlayStation otherwise just being on the console itself, or maybe in some advertisements. Plus, I have a feeling that BioShock started first on Xbox, so I may be wrong on that. Same thing with Dead Space, but I may be wrong on that. Someone do the research for me on that one. But either way, Big Daddy was just promotion, and even though I did like his character in All-Stars, I don't think he should be in the second game. Now, moving on to Isaac. Isaac, again, another good character in the game. He's very combo heavy and always a tough challenge. But again, for the same reasons of Big Daddy, I don't feel like he should be in the game because he was just promotion for Dead Space 3, which is also kind of bad because that game sucked as well. Now, again, Dead Space, I have nothing against it. Maybe Dead Space 3, but I haven't fully played it. I just heard some really bad things from it. Now, again, no relations to PlayStation. Sorry, Isaac, you die. Now, Zeus. Now, with our entire roster, we barely have any villains. And Zeus is a villain. It's not like Smash Bros. Where you have Ganondorf or Bowser just running around. But Zeus, in a roster where I feel there should be no more than 2 or 3 representations from a game. 3 is like only on rare occasions, but I don't even mention that on my list. And 2 is only because some characters come as a duo. So, Zeus becoming the bad guy in here, I don't feel like he's necessary. Kratos has the God of War spot. Plus, you remember God of War because of Kratos. You don't really remember any of the villains. Maybe Hades more than Zeus, because Zeus is the main bad guy, yes. But Hades, you have an epic fight with that, especially with great visuals, which they showed off in the stage. But Zeus, no. Plus, he was kind of promotion for God of War Ascensions, which that itself wasn't even that good of a game. Again, I love God of War, so me saying that wasn't much of a good of a game is bad. Now, sorry Zeus, you're gonna be taking off your throne on this one. Now that's it for characters that were killing off. They kinda lost their supers here, but again, I don't hate any of these characters. If any, I should be hating on Raiden. But let's continue to something more positive. What am I going to add? Now, going through my roster, I have this listed in no specific way except generations. So we're going to start this off where it all started. The PlayStation 1. Pyramid Head. Bring that gorge monster in here. We need him. Parappa makes a comeback.
Who's posing now?
Lammy. Parappa brought a friend. Same world, but 2 different games. She deserves her own spot. Vibri. Croc, bring that cute little crocodile in here. We need him. Yeah, I want to pet him. I think he'll be petting his eyes though. Sweet Tooth makes a comeback, and very terrifying.
Oh.
Toomba or Toombi. However you like to pronounce his name, he should be in here. Bring that cute little guy in here. Bring Spike back, but less screaming, please.
You'll never win!
Sir Daniel Fortescue makes a comeback. Now, Jersey Devil is a very obscure game, but he needs to be in here. Dart! From the Legend of Dragoon. He should have stayed as DLC. Whoever thought about canceling him, you need to go inside a well. And there is no Lassie to save you. Blasto! Toro makes a comeback. But this time he should also bring Kuro. Big Boss. Solid Snake. Old Snake? Any formation or version of Snake. Yes. Cloud. Okay, Cloud. I see you're hanging with the rated E people over there, but time to hang out with the big men. But this time you should also bring Squall. Or Leon. However you like to pronounce his name. Mega Man came back in Smash Brothers, but this time to bring his adult counterpart. Bring Mega Man X in here. Lara Croft. Now, Lara, I love you, girl. I love your games, but you need to kind of stop jumping console to console. I know you had great games in the PlayStation 1, and you even had games before that, I believe. But now, why are you hanging out with Xbox? Stay over here. Don't you like the Asians? Gex! Oh, that little lizard. Oh, he's gonna be a pain in the censored. Hiachi Mishima. Tekken, yes. Old man, please. Klonoa, bring that cute little fluffing animal creature monster, whatever it is, here. Rayman, with no limbs, please. Now, Kingsley is a very obscure game, but if any character deserves a reboot or some type of mention, it should be him. It's just apparently a fun PlayStation 1 game, and there you go. Little shout out for Kingsley there. Duke Nukem. He can be in the game, but leave your lady friends back at home. Abe from Oddworld. Obviously, Abe was already planned DLC, so he can obviously be in this game. Now the last two that everyone wants. Crash Bandicoot and Spyro the Dragon. Both of them are unofficial mascots for the PlayStation 1, and they were both loved by many of people. Now, Activision, please, give us Spyro, give us Crash. Stop abusing them. You have Crash in a cage locked up in some type of basement, and you have Spyro forced to play with little toys. So, Activision, just give them to Sony. Sony deserves them. Be friends, be friendly, have a little gift, you know. Here we go. From me to you. There you go. Now to the PlayStation 2. Kratos makes a comeback, but hopefully more refined.
Face me, coward!
Sly sneaks his way back in. Ratchet comes back.
Get ready to be wrenched.
So does Jack.
Let's do this! That's right! We bad!
Now let's introduce Wander, and while we bring in Wander, let's bring in Aiko. Next, Tone from Dark Cloud. Another nice character will be Raul Utu from the Mark III. Please, Sora from Kingdom Hearts. He was the third most demanded character for this game, and at some point he was the first. Sora started on the PlayStation 2 with Kingdom Hearts 1, and all the director's cuts, even the HD collections, are in here. So, Sora needs to be in here. We need some Resident Evil support, so let's bring in Leon. Next is Dante from Devil May Cry. At this point, I don't care which Dante. Honestly, I would prefer the original Dante, and for the guys that like the new DMC, I still don't understand how you like it, but I don't care at this point. I just want Dante. He was already in the first game, but please, can we at least get a skin for his original?
Not so cool now, huh?
Morgan from Darkstalkers. The Prince from Katamari Dishimi. Gusmos from Xenosaga. Jade from Beyond Good and Evil. Jimmy from Bully. Why not Ty? I hear a lot of people bring up Ty, and you know what? He would fit in nicely, so let's bring in Ty. While Smash Bros. Has Sonic now, it's kinda sad that Sega now has to go under Nintendo. Let's bring in Shadow to bring more of the competition up. As the end of the PlayStation 2 comes in the PlayStation 3. Fat Princess comes back. Raditz comes back.
You lack skill.
Nathan Drake comes back.
Walk in the park.
Sackboy. Now with Comograph, I have a little idea with him. This time around, let's bring in Neutrocole. But the idea is that the way you play with him and the way that you choose your supers will decide on how powerful your moves are or what color you turn. Let's say if you choose to play more defensively and use more strategy, you'll become good Cole by the end of the match. But if you choose to be mean, wrathful, and just uncaring, just a bully, you'll turn into Evil Cole by the end of the match. Just a little idea because I like both Good and Evil Cole, but they both don't deserve a slot. So let's have neutral Cole here.
I got time for this.
Noriko comes back.
Your time is at an end.
Now when it comes to Joe and Ellie, I haven't played The Last of Us yet, but they look like a team. So, like that, I want to keep them together. Let Joe and Ellie play as one character, and let them have some type of team move and team strategies. The creative team has to work on this one. And McGraves comes back.
Guess you like to learn things the hard way.
We need more Resistance support. Resistance only came back as a stage and some background characters. Let's bring in Nathan Hale this time. Gutaru from Puppeteer. I just hope I pronounced that name right. Jodie Holmes from Beyond Two Souls. Jack McReady and Scarlet Blake from Dead Nation. The same idea with Joe and Ellie applies here. Let them work as a team, because in Dead Nation, the best way to play is by working together. Raiden, he makes a comeback.
Thanks for the practice.
Oliver from Wrath of the White Witch. Neptune from Hyperdimension Neptuna. Kazuma from Yakuza. And now we're back to the modern time. We're at the PS4. Now, Knack wasn't really much of a good game, but his character and concept is pretty much popular. So let's bring back Knack, but also bring back a game of his, because honestly I want to like the character, but his game was just way too hard, like Dark Souls level hard. Delson Rowe from the new Infamous Second Son would be a nice introduction. Infamous has grown to a new series, so Delson Rowe is representing the PS4. The Hunter from Bloodborne, because Bloodborne needs some support now, and I do not know what the name of the main character is, and I doubt there is a name, so let's just call him Hunter. Noctis from Final Fantasy Versus 13, or whatever you choose to call it. It was supposed to be a PlayStation 3 exclusive. It was also supposed to be a PlayStation 3 launch title. And Grayson from the Order 1886. On to the PSP. Now, Patapon already has some support in the first one, but let's bring in a character this time. Let's bring in one of the Uber heroes. Maybe they can be more creative like Toro. These next two, Daxter and Clank, come in a set with Jak and Daxter and Ratchet and Clank. They're both powerful characters. Heck, even Daxter is a demigod. So let's bring them in. They have their own spin-offs on the PSP. Let's say it can bring in more interactivity with the characters. You bring in Jak and Daxter with Ratchet and Clank. Maybe there'll be some special cutscenes that can happen in the beginning of the match that you can choose to skip or not. But it'll just show, friendly competition within friends. Next one's very obscure, but it is kinda religious, so I don't know how people feel about that. Jin de Arc from Self-Titled. Next one has to be on here. Hatsune Miku. Her introduction to PlayStation was the Hatsune Miku Project Diva, which later became a great series on the PSP and also later moved on to the PS3 and now even coming to the PS4 and Vita. Talking about the Vita, Cat and Raven are both from Gravity Rush, and now that Gravity Rush is getting a sequel on the PlayStation 4 and even having a slight multiplayer mode, Cat and Raven should be a good duo for this game. Next one is Idawa from Tearaway. The last one on the Vita is Lil and Larg from Escape Clan. Again, the same idea with Joe and Ellie applies here. Now that's everyone on the roster. Now about honorable mentions. I want to say that these are not like franchises I don't want or like can't be in All-Stars, but these are franchises that can be in All-Stars, but that characters in their series cannot fight. So it would rather be represented as a stage or other items within the game, like items or minions or music. So with that, we have Kevin Butler, or anything PlayStation Move related. Catherine, and a character that we can mention would be Vincent Brooks, or maybe we can have a Catherine level. Ninja Gaiden with Ryu Hayabusa. Heavy Rain has to be in this game. No matter how many people like to bring out the interactive old movie thing, Heavy Rain was still good, and it should be represented in here. Next one would be Castlevania, maybe with Alucard. Okami with Amaterasu. The Prince of Persia has to be mentioned somewhere. Journey. Since the Journey hero cannot be in the game, since obviously what's he going to fight with? A whole bunch of chirps? So we can throw him in as a stage, like in the original game. Tag or Ma Nation Racers. Sorcery, maybe with Finn. Maybe some things Dark Soul related. Maybe we can have characters or songs or maybe stages with this, because as earlier I mentioned Hatsune Miku, because her game is more prominent and she is the most popular Vocaloid out there. But two other Vocaloids had games, which I will mention here too. Gumi and Ia. With Gumi, she had Megapod the music, and Ia had Ia VT Colorful. One's a PSP game and the other one's a PS Vita game, if you're wondering. iPet, Loco Roco, Tokyo Jungle, Sounds and Shape, Rain, Buzz, Hotshot Golf, Toho, Bloody Roar, and Horizon Zero Dawn. Other franchises that were already in All-Stars, or other franchises that can be in All-Stars. The possibilities are endless. To sum things up, there is a lot, and I mean a lot, of games that are PlayStation related or games that PlayStation is a part of. So there's a lot of options out here. What do you guys think? I tried my best mentioning franchises that can be in here, and I tried outruling franchises that should never be in here. What do you think of my picks? How do you feel about some characters I mentioned? What characters do you think should be in a PlayStation All-Stars 2? Did I mention a character you like? The series that you like? Do you agree, disagree with me? Leave your comments down below. Alright guys, please like, share, subscribe, share it around. Don't let All-Stars die. I'd like to say thank you to AmasterAmaster TV, Anime Search Guy, SackAssassin, Xeus Prime, Mr. Shadow, Mickey81493, and Pokitaru. You guys gave me ideas to do some of this stuff, helped me in making this video, providing gameplay or characters, and even some of the past videos. Again, thank you very much. I love you guys. And with that, I think that's pretty much everything. History, check. Companies, check. Mechanics, check. Characters and stages, check. Well guys, there's going to be one more video in this, and that's going to be more of a heartfelt one. So, just if you want to know why I love All-Stars so much, just stick around on my channel and you'll find it. Besides that, Kolrick is logging out. See ya. Abe, he was already planned DLC, so why not bring him back? Plus, I would have liked to see how he would play. Abe's Odyssey, so how would he have played? It's more of a puzzle game than anything. Damn it, Sparky.